cool. Don't worry
It's
about
pretty
it.
easy to do.
All right, so
We're live. Are we live?
we're live. Yay,
We're
Liam's
live.
here. He's the early bird. Hey, Liam.
Liam, what's cracking?
Okay, so we're just gonna wait a few more minutes.
Yeah.
You know, go ahead and talk about whatever. So until they come up.
Blah 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 blah.
Blah blah blah. What is it? What was it with that Charlie Brown one, the teacher, where she goes wonk wonk?
Wah, 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 wah. Could you imagine if we did that for like an April Fool's joke? We just invited, we like fake talk about we're going to go live, and then we just did that the whole thing.
Everyone's gonna be like, "What the hell is going on?" They're gonna be checking their systems and everything. They'll be like, "You just going crazy."
The only problem with that is it sounds like a fun thing to do, but the only problem with that is we can't keep it up for long. We know we're going to start.
We'll be laughing. I laugh too easily and I smile too easily. That's why I'm a bad liar. Like, I can't do it. I'm the most honest person you'll meet because I can't lie. What's up? This is one of my favorite movies of all time.
Oh shit, Lewis in the house, throwing it up. That's right. Yeah.
That's right. We're gonna get into it. We're just waiting for a couple more people to show up. But
what was the last music-based movie that you seen?
Shoot.
Music was the
like
focus.
A musical? Almost you're talking about?
Either a musical or music was the focus. It was about a band, whether real or fake.
The only one I could think of the top of my head is Rockstar. But I highly doubt.
That was a while back.
Yeah, I was a teenager when I saw that, but I know there was more that I've seen. Because I know Detroit Rock City was right after Rockstar. That's why.
Right.
So I think I got a little late on that. I watched it when I was like 19 years old.
Now, wasn't Rockstar loosely based on what happened with Judas Priest?
I'm not sure. See, I need to get back to that. It's been such a long time since I seen it. I was like 15 or 16 years old when I saw that movie. So, and that's because it had already been out.
Yeah. So, but I heard that. I mean, I'm you know me, I like Judas Priest, but I heard it was when Rob Halford, before he temporarily exited the group, he did that. I think it was what you call Ripper Owens. I think it was Ripper Owens.
Oh, okay.
He was in the audience singing. Like Mark Wahlberg's character.
It might have been on that.
Rob Halford was like, holy shit. And he invited him on stage, and then he became the leader of the band. I think I might be mistaken, but I think that's what happened. So
yeah, it's been a long time because I only saw the movie and that's it. I didn't know. You got to remember too, in high school, I didn't really do any investigations on that stuff.
Right.
Yeah. So, and I was surrounded by like a large group of people who were in the same music as me. They all were into that psychobilly shit. So yeah, so it's kind of hard. Like usually people, in high school, at least when they're surrounded by their kind, they'll hear word through mouth, but I didn't have that privilege or anything. So
right.
So me, it was like, watch the movie and that's it. Okay.
Copy that.
Let's go ahead and get into this already. All right.
La La Land, baby. We talking about La La Land. La La Land. That's why you guys are here, baby. Woo! Let's do it.
La La Land. That's right.
I know you mentioned that you're not really a huge fan of Kiss, but that did not deter you from enjoying the movie, right?
Well, see, we were going to start with that, so let's go ahead and start. Obviously, you guys know who he is. I'm trying to go this way. The celebrity right here. That's the samurai guy.
Celebrity.
I'm pretty sure a lot of you came from his channel, or some of you have gone to his channel, whatever. But this is there we go. But anyways, let's go ahead and get into this. Oh my god, why did my mind blank? Okay, so anyways, I'm here with that fat samurai guy. Who else? I'm always happy to have you on here because you're one of the very few people. The reason why I like having you, and let's face it, Brendan just makes everyone laugh. But you and Brendan just makes everyone laugh, and you is because you're the only one I could get onto these topics and actually stick on them, and it doesn't get sidetracked by like dumb. I hate to say the word, but you're not autistic. you're not just going all over the place, but. I was trying to find another ADHD. I was trying to find some other word that doesn't. If anybody knows a good replacement word for that, please stay off the R word, because I felt like that was even worse. But yeah, that's why I like doing these streams with you, because we actually stay on the topic. We're not just going all over the place. And you and I are like the one of the very few is to actually do research, whether it comes to the music or it comes to movies, whatever. We do at least some kind of background on it. Unlike other people I've done music streams, like we're really just on there like, so what are we going to talk about? Like, I need guidance, damn it. So thank you very much for always being on.
Thanks for having me.
All right. So let's go ahead and let's first go into like Kiss history or whatever. What was your experience with Kiss first, like growing up?
Never really. I mean, I knew they were very popular. I knew they were like, well, they're still very popular. But I never really got into them. I remember I got into the hard rock and the metal later. Remember, because my house was like, which is funny because a lot of the stuff that happens in this movie kind of happened to me.
You can really relate to this movie.
Yeah, not as bad as the movie, but it's similar. I experienced the same thing. But it was really kind of like in high school and after that was when I really started to dive into music. But I never really. I mean, I like Gene Simmons' Demon Paint and the Blood, and always thought that was cool. But it seemed like for Kiss, the music didn't match the look for me.
I could see that, especially for that time. I can really see that. Well, I think it's what you and I are used to now, and you look at that, you're like, no.
Mm-hmm. So I don't have any hate for them. I don't have any hate for them at all. I just never really got into. Was the one strong? Is it called Strutter?
Strutter, yeah.
That I actually like that song. It's actually a pretty good song. I like that. So I mean, it's like I could take them or leave them, but I'm not like a huge fan. And it's not a shot at the band, or it's not a shot at people who enjoy the music. For some reason, their music. I was completely fine with all of their songs with this movie. It worked perfectly with this movie, and it just worked. And I didn't have an issue with it. I was actually having fun with the Kiss songs through this movie because I was enjoying the movie a lot. And I don't want to jump the gun here, but I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the movie a lot, and I had a lot of fun. And I wish back in 1999 I saw it in the theater. I know, big shot chat. If you're watching, Phat Samurai Guy's never seen this movie until last night.
So many goddamn movies. He just you watch so many indie films. You watch so many budgets, and
I am all over the place. But here's the thing, though. If you're a Kiss fan, you're gonna love the movie. If you're a Kiss fan, you're gonna love the music. But here's the thing, though. The soundtrack is actually pretty fucking dope.
Yeah.
Like, this is who we got on here. We got, despite all the classic Kiss songs, right? You got Running with the Devil from Van Halen. You got Cat Scratch Fever, the Pantera version. You got Iron Man, Black Sabbath, Highway to Hell, Jailbreak, Surrender, Rebel Rebel. You got School Days. There's a little bit of everything. The soundtrack's pretty fucking cool, man. Like, if I bought the soundtrack, that'd probably be the only Kiss I would listen to. But the whole soundtrack as a whole was great.
Yeah. So I'm going to get into my version of it now. Sure. My part now. Okay. Sure. So I always knew who Kiss was when when the movie came out. Obviously, how old was I? I think I was 10. I want to say I was like 10 or 11-ish around there when the movie came out. I remember it was big. Everyone was talking about it. Yeah. I couldn't watch it though because I was young. But I wasn't really into Kiss at that time. If anything, funny story is because they're not. I don't know how to say this, but when I started getting into metal music, I was 11 years old, almost going on 12. And it was obviously, the radio station K-Rock, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So they played some, but it was like really, watered down. And I think the first metal song I heard was it was through the Mission Impossible 2 soundtrack, and it was that Metallica song. Yeah.
Yeah.
Disappear. There we go. That was the first one I heard. And like, I know I talk so much smack about Metallica, but I love that song. Like, I really do. but it was around that time, though. It was because of that song, even that Limp Bizkit one that was on the Mission Impossible.
I have the soundtrack.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Well, those 2 songs were good. I don't know about them. But anyways, we're going off a little topic here. But what I'm trying to say is because of those 2 songs, even though people may think whatever they want of it, because it's not old Metallica, that's what opened me up to like Kiss and all of them, and AC/DC, I remember, and UFO. Those were like the 3 main bands I remember from 11 to 12 years old. But yeah, so that's how I was introduced to Kiss, and then I really start listening to them more in high school. But it was just more like, you got to remember, like, I didn't get like some kids got like a good allowance. I got if I deserved the allowance, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I wasn't buying CDs all the time. That and my parents, I want to say they were just almost strict like your parents, but not as much. But yeah, my dad used to like not like Kiss. He's like, that's devil shit. Why are you listening to that devil shit? When now that stuff I listen to and they've heard come out of my room, they're like, whoa. So, hi, Skull Diamond.
Well, KISS does stand for Knights in Satan's Service. So I was laughing my ass off.
So that's how I got introduced to Kiss. But then later on, I think I got more into them when I was like 18 or 19 years old. And then there was a guy. Okay, see, this is where I kind of fell off Kiss. And unfortunately, there's always a person who has to do it for you. But there was a guy who was like, he had the Kiss Army tattoo and everything that I liked, but he was really mean to me. So then I kind of just fell off Kiss. And I just, you know, like you can't listen to them because you think of that person. You know what I mean? Oh, look who's here. Look who's here.
Oh, shit. What's going on, Crystal?
So yeah, unfortunately, that's why I got off. But then, like, you know, I still like the band, and I just found out that the band, like, and I found this through the YouTube channel Old Head. Oh shit, we got the other celebrity here.
The only celebrity.
By the way, Phat Samurai Guy, do you want to mention about the director of this movie?
Yeah, it's perfect timing, actually. Thanks for popping in, Brendan. So, just a little fun fact. Detroit Rock City was directed by Adam Rifkin, who's done a lot of interesting and very good work. And then Brendan always has recommended some other work from him, but he actually starred in Adam Rifkin directed several horror shorts in a fun horror anthology movie called Chillerama. And Brendan, Wet Movie 1, is in it. That's right. He's got a role in it, son. That's right. Represent. But yeah, after watching Detroit Rock City, I was kind of like, dude, I mean, he's done a lot of good work, other work, but in terms of like mainstream theatrical release movies, he's very talented. I kind of wanted to see him do more, you know.
Well, that movie,
smaller indie stuff, but you know, more stuff.
Oh, you're answering to the prune question. I was like, I did not. I was like, what do you mean you weren't in the movie? I was like, oh, he's answering to this question. No. But yeah, so it's very clear. Oh, here he goes. I was an extra in the movie, but Adam is a great guy.
Yep.
Yes. So the thing about what I was looking back in the information about this, obviously this was like a very passionate project that they wanted to do, and they reached out to Kiss. And I think we all know Gene Simmons ain't cheap. He likes to capitalize on everything. So I'm wondering how much was the budget. I wonder how much they paid Kiss just to do that one scene.
Right,
and Kiss capitalized. First of all, if you're smart, you will capitalize off this movie, because this movie did very well.
I mean, good. That's good to know.
I mean, it did very well. Like I said, the only thing I remember, I was like 10 years old, 10 or 11. And I just remember everyone was talking about this movie. My brother saw it, but I couldn't watch it because I was little. So it was like, no, you can't watch this. But yeah, so it was definitely a hyped up movie. It wasn't like, you know, it's not like it was some indie project or anything. And I don't, let's face it, we know Kiss ain't going to go for no indie project. Yeah, like
Unless this is part of it. I don't know.
we all know indie projects don't make that money. So
Question.
Mhm.
Question.
Okay.
Was Shannon Tweed married to Gene Simmons during this movie?
Okay, well, Shannon Tweed and Gene Simmons were never really married. They were just boyfriend and girlfriend. They didn't really get married, I think, till 2012. I think
Okay.
2012 is when they officially got married. Gene never, from what I understood, I never saw Family Jewels. I didn't care for it, but from what I understood, because this was like Shannon Tweed got like in a like she almost left him like in 2012 or before that. Because he was polyamorous or something. I don't know if that's the correct word, but he was still like in other sexual relationships with other women, except for she couldn't do it or something like that. I don't know if that was the rules or something, but she did have like an explosive on. I forgot who it was, but they were doing some interview.
And she was surprised. And she was surprised by this.
No, she wasn't surprised. It was just more like she had enough. And
Okay.
I didn't like how Gene. Well, I don't think a lot of people like Gene in general, especially because there's so much shit about him being said right now, especially over the sexual harassment thing that happened last year. So, the thing is like, okay, whatever you guys decide in your own personal time, whatever, that's up to you guys. But I didn't like how he was so demanding, like he was telling her because she walked off and he was like, you get back here right now. Like, like, oh no, I would have punched him in live TV.
That's not good.
I was like, I would have punched him in live TV. I was like, nah. Like you can really tell.
If I told Lady Fatbud that, I'd wake up with no dick.
You can really tell that he just has to dictate everything. But I think like I don't know, but yeah, that's all I remember. Then I remember they got married after that, and I don't know, maybe that's what she just really wanted, or because she looked like she was getting fed up. But yeah, that's all I remember from that. So yeah, in case you guys didn't know, Shannon Tweed and Gene Simmons, they were never married. They just had a relationship, like boyfriend girlfriend relationship.
Yeah. Friends with benefits.
Yeah, well, with 2 kids now, that's a lot of benefits right there.
I told you my Gene Simmons story, right?
Slightly. Go ahead and tell to the people.
Just for chat. It's nothing amazing or anything. It was just random. So I was at a sci-fi / comic book convention because hello nerd. So I was there, and I was there was a martial arts booth, and they were showing like all these movies from Hong Kong, and they had Storm Riders on the TV, and I was watching it, and there's a big special effects scene, and I'm watching it, and I'm there to buy DVDs and stuff, and all of a sudden this big tall shadowy figure is like on my left hand side, and I guess he was there with his son, and he's all like, there was a special effects moment on screen, and he was all like, oh man, look at that, wow, that's amazing. And then I was I didn't know who it was. And then he was walking away, and I slowly turned, and I was like, what the fuck? It's Gene Simmons. I was like, what the hell? Where the hell did that? I did not expect Gene Simmons to be next to me at a martial arts booth watching Kung Fu movies. That was kind of odd and random. And I thought I'd share that with you, chat. There you go.
From what I heard, what people have told me, he's just very picky. It's almost like Seinfeld. Like we all know Jerry Seinfeld is like the worst to talk to. But I know like my cousin met him and he said, oh, he's real cool. He's just very particular on how you talk to him. I'm like,
oh, one of those.
Yeah.
And not a real human being.
Yeah, it's like you need to have something interesting to talk to him, basically. And I know when my other friend met him, she just wanted to take a picture and that's it. And she was like, it was like kind of like he didn't want to. I was like, 1, you're not a size 2 with big fake tits, and 3, he couldn't capitalize off of it. So that's probably why he didn't really want to.
Right,
but there's probably people around, and he didn't want the dick comment going any more than what it already is. So yeah, but. Anyway, let's go ahead and get into this movie. So, where should we start with this?
Well, let me read
off the actors first.
Sure. Let me read the plot synopsis real quick.
Okay.
It's a pretty simplistic film, but it says in 1978, 4 rebellious teenagers tried to scam their way into a Knights in Satan service concert. That's right. It came out in 1999. Now, I am loving the cast here, and our boy, that's right, Brendan's boy. He had a really good interview with Edward Furlong. Edward Furlong plays the character of Hawk. He's like the leader of the band. Still has a little bit of stage fright, of the little garage band that him and his friends have. And Edward Furlong is good in this movie, and he's perfectly casted, unlike the fourth fucking Crow movie, whatever the fuck that was. Well, anyway, I digress. But yeah, he was good in this. He was really good. For you cabin in the fever. What the fuck? Cabin Fever fans out there. You have two main actors in that movie. You have, let's see, we have I don't know if I can say his name right, Jax. Help me out. Giuseppe Andrews?
Giuseppe? Yeah.
Giuseppe Andrews is Lex, and James DeBallo is Trip. And both of those guys are in Cabin Fever. I don't know if you guys have seen the old movie with.
I mean, I heard of the original one because the guy from Boy Meets World is in that one.
Right.
But I kind of know what it's about, but I just haven't seen it. But
yeah, Trip was the kind of the lovable asshole, right?
Yeah, he was the only one with long hair and the beanie. Yeah. So this is a dedication to Trip.
Yeah, he was basically the same character he was in Cabin Fever. But Giuseppe in Cabin Fever, he played the party cop. He was a cop, but all he wanted to do was party, man. Like, look, I'll just call him. I don't care about the crime scene, man. We're just here to party, man. Let me order a pizza, man. Yeah, that's who that was. So I was kind of laughing. I was like, we got Cabin Fever people here. And Sam Huntington plays Jam, who's the drummer, the very sensitive drummer, which I thought was hilarious.
Jeremiah.
Yeah, the sensitive drummer. Who also played Jimmy Olsen in the Superman Returns film, but he's been in a lot of things. My favorite, though, one of my favorites is, I love this actress. She's fantastic in everything, and everything I see her in, she makes me smile. Lynn Shay, she is great. And you know what's funny? I know when people think of scream queens, they think of them when they're young, right?
Mm-hmm.
Lynn Shay is a scream queen. She is, even though she's old, even though she's 568 years old, she's a scream queen in my book. She's been in so many horror movies. The original Nightmare on Elm Street, the Insidious movies. She's been in tons of horror films as well as comedies, but she is fantastic. I love her. She's perfectly casted as the super strict, church-going, God-fearing mother, and she was perfect, and she was making me laugh. But I like the beginning when she was getting ready. Was it Barry Manilow records? What was she was getting ready to listen to?
I thought it was Captain and Tennille. I'm not sure, but I might be wrong.
Yeah, she got her little coffee or whatever. She's getting ready to relax. Boom! Kiss album comes on. She like freaks out.
Because in case you guys don't know, and I saw this in That 70s Show, so this is how I remember this. But total fan of That 70s Show. So what happened was, okay, obviously there was records and 8-tracks, and then eventually cassettes came out in the 70s, right? Yeah. So what people used to do, especially because, Kiss record, right? I'm pretty sure not a lot of families let their mainly sons or their children listen to Kiss records. So what they used to do to hide them was they will buy Donny Osmond, Captain Tennille, whatever was very soft, right? Maybe a disco one, I don't know, depending on your parents. And they will slide in the Kiss record into that KC and the Sunshine Band cover. But if your parents wanted to listen to it for some reason, they were going to get something else. So that's basically what happened within the first 2 or 3 minutes of this film. So right away, you're just laughing your ass off with that, especially if you're from the 70s and you're a teenager and you used to do that. That's going to bring good memories right there.
Yeah.
Or maybe bad ones. I don't know. Depends.
No, I mean, I didn't go back that far, but I did have to hide some music that I had, during high school. I didn't want my parents to find it, so I totally understand. And here's a good example, guys. I might as well tell it really quick. I don't want to get off topic too much, but I love my parents to death, but they were strict with what I could listen to, right? And so I know what you call Sam Huntington is going through. I understand. But the most extreme thing ever, I'm not going to go into detail. I'm going to make it really quick. So Jax, continue talking about the movie. But it's extreme in my household. Love my parents to death, but it's extreme in my household when me and my dad went to go see Steven Seagal movie. We did not tell my mom what time the movie was. We did not tell my mom what theater we were going to. There's multiple theaters in our neighborhood. We did not tell my mom what movie we were going to see. We just said, "Oh, we're going out real quick. We're going out for a second. We'll be back." That was it. And during the first 15 minutes or 20 minutes of the movie goes by, and there just happened to be a kind of a bootleg sex scene going on. How perfect timing! There just happened to be a bootleg sex scene going on, and we're sitting in the theater, we're watching it, and all of a sudden you hear in the background, "How dare you bring our son to an R-rated movie?"
I love that story.
There's another dimension over here, right? There's another dimension. I'm not in the same vicinity of this. I was just so like, I don't know this person. I'm just looking at the movie theater, slowly sinking down in my chair, pulling my baseball cap over my head. Yeah, it was embarrassing. And she did not pay to get in. There you go. So I know what Sam Huntington is going through. So I thought I'd share that to make you guys laugh.
Yeah, Lynn Shay was great at being that evil mom that just, hides behind the fact that she's a God-fearing woman, but really she's just an evil mother. But and
she was kissing that priest's knuckles a little bit too long there. A
little too much, and now
right?
Yeah, a little too much right there. It's like, okay, come on now. But she just did a fabulous job of it because, and Lynn Shay's really good at one of those, besides being a scream queen, but she is really good, to be strict and be firm, especially if you guys haven't seen all 3 Insidious films, or 4. Is there 4 now?
I think there's 4.
Okay. I've only seen 3, so I haven't seen the last one. But she's really good when it comes laying down the law. So imagine making her, you see the movie having to fight spirits, so of course she has to be strict and lay down the law. And oh yes, she was a Karen.
What was the name of the group? It was
Mystery. I believe it was Mystery.
What was the name of the Matt Mock?
Oh, Matt Mock? Okay.
Yeah, that was the name of the Mothers group. It was Mothers Against.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the band.
No. Mothers Against the Music of Kiss. Matt Mock.
Well, it's funny because eventually this happens in the 80s. So there's a lot of historical facts in this movie. It's just some of it was 80s that bleed into the 70s. So I don't know if anybody remembers the whole Chipper Gore thing. I didn't because I wasn't born yet, but still I remember watching this through metal documentaries. Chipper Gore, or Al Gore's wife, at that time they were just senators or whatever, or governors, I'm not sure, but she had an issue with a lot of the music, and they basically wanted to ban it. And it was called Moms Against I forgot what it was called, but
there's always a Moms Against something group, even for horror films.
Yeah,
even for cartoons, there was always a Moms Against something.
Yeah, but it was some kind of group like that was called Moms Against whatever. I don't know what it was. So she started something like that, and eventually, the right of freedom of speech won, but they did agree to put this right here, the parental advisory sticker, which makes it sell even more. Right. So look, just in dedication for this movie, right? So
the Two Live Crew album cover, baby. That was so controversial, man. They had to get over that. But we'll back to the movie now.
Yeah, but that's basically where I felt they took that. Maybe there was stuff like that going on in the 70s, and it just wasn't as popularized because it wasn't done by a senator wife, So I'm guessing maybe stuff like that was going on in the 70s, and it's just the fact that the 80s it blew up more.
Yeah,
because there were it was just led by Al Gore and everybody else. So so that's where I felt they got the influence for that. But it's just, I don't want to say my parents were that level, but they were strict on me when I listened to the music. But I still listen to it. That's the thing. They knew I was listening to it.
Yeah.
They just yelled at me, but I still listened to it. I never stopped.
Hey, that's a lot better than mine. They'd take the CD, throw it out.
Yeah.
So that's why I had to hide my shit.
I would turn it down and then just use my headphones, but that's about it. But I never stopped listening to the music, obviously. But I think because at the end of the day, because my parents hate rap music. Oh no, if I busted that shit out, no, I never heard the end of it. So, I think at the end of the day, because we lived in the hood. I mean, well, we don't live in the hood, but it used to be more rougher back in the day. Now it's not where I live. So, I mean, I grew up around the Inglewood area. So so they weren't down. So, but no, that's just like So she did a great job, Lin Shaye. Now let's go ahead and talk about the characters. Dude, this movie reminded me so much of Superbad, but not, the same story or anything.
Yeah.
Just the same stupidity of teenagers doing reckless shit. And when I was, this is why I kind of I have a hard time watching Superbad again and Detroit Rock City, because it's definitely a life I wish I had when I was 17 years old with friends who weren't pussies.
Right.
And I didn't get.
Right.
It's like I'm like very what's the word? I'm very jealous. Like I get and I envy these movies, even though I know it could be a little over the top. It's just I didn't know people nowhere near to that extreme and that like the same music as me. Like a lot of, I mean, don't get me wrong. I've always been like a person who was kind of like a straight edge with a curve. I always tell myself, because I like to drink. So. So that's why like I've never been a drug addict or anything. Like I'm not into that. Like I'm not into shroom levels like these guys were. You're gonna get, you got to remember too what made this movie so great, and I think the reason why I love watching 70s film, because everybody just wanted to get loaded at that time. It wasn't about no spiritual connection like they did in the 60s. In the 60s, when they did drugs, is because they want to do some kind of spiritual connection. No, 70s, they were just like, I just want to get loaded.
It's really fucked up.
So that's
play the fucking Led Zeppelin, damn it, and the Sabbath. We're getting fucked up. It's fun.
And that's why that's the one thing you're gonna like about this. And the thing is, the acting was just so good. Everything about it was so good. Everything about this movie is like you wanted to do it. You wanted to go fucking take shrooms. You wanted to go. And so, but the main, I'm gonna have to say, was Jeremiah. Do you think Jeremiah was like the main? I don't want to say he was like the main character. It's just the fact that his mom was the total buzzkill. Because this is what she does. In case you guys don't know, yes, there's gonna be spoilers in this movie. There is basically a mission to go see Kiss, and they have tickets. And you think, oh, well, it's just probably transportation. Nope. Transportation is the least of the worries here. It's because they had the tickets, but once the mother, Lin Shaye, finds that they have Kiss,
that was it.
That was it. She goes to the school. Does anybody have stories like this? I want to know. But she goes to the school. She gets on the intercom, calls up her son Jeremiah, and then she basically yells out, "You got Kiss tickets! Kiss tickets!" Like,
hey, it's the same scene as if I was in the movie theater. It's almost the same thing.
So she's just yelling and screaming on the top of her lungs. So this is a psychotic. I don't even know if this is a Karen. I think this is an Abigail.
An Abigail?
I'm like, nah, man. It's like, I prefer the shit on the name Abigail than fucking Karen. But this is an Abigail. So she was just fucking screaming on the top of her fucking lungs. Like, how dare you, basically scolding her child through the intercom, and everybody in the classroom is laughing, right? So what she does is she basically burns the Kiss tickets. Well, this is what kind of makes me mad, but I get it. Like, I'm a little bit of a nitpicky person. I get it. But it's like all his friends came out to spy on him when the mom was yelling at him. And, she's right there with the Kiss tickets because he had hold of the Kiss tickets, right? So she's just like this. She's with her cigarette. She is a chain smoker. Throughout this film, and she's just like this, and then she burns the Kiss tickets. Like, all y'all saw that was gonna happen. I get it with Jeremiah because he's scared of his own mother, but the other three boys couldn't at least like go and yank the tickets out of her hand. One is like,
but then we wouldn't have our adventure, right?
We wouldn't have our adventure. Well, that's the case, and don't put the fucking three kids right there to witness it. Then it's like, you know what I mean? So that was just my little nitpickiness right there. But I get this is where the adventure sets, because she goes and takes her son to a boarding school, which is like a Catholic boarding school, I think. So, and it basically starts off where they're going to go save his friend, and Do you want to explain the phone call that he makes to the radio
Oh
station?
my god! Oh my god! So they're in what is it, shop class,
Yeah, they're in shop class.
and they hear what you call Furlong was Furlong was fooling around with satellite and stuff, and then they end up hearing the radio broadcast from a rock station that there's call us right now, and we got 4 free tickets and backstage passes if you give us the real names of all the Kiss members. And so, of course, they do a distraction. What's his name? Trip gets out of there real
Ladder
quick.
distraction. That was a good one.
Ladder distraction. Yeah, looked like he's peeing. And he gets out there, calls it, wins the tickets, and then that's when they start their adventure. But
we'll get to that. We'll get to that. But that was very important that we mention that.
What was up with the Elvis / was he security / janitor? What was up with that guy?
He was a security guard. Yeah, he just looked greasy like a janitor. But there's a lot of like I've never got chased by security, so I wouldn't know. But yeah. I didn't talk to them either, but I never got chased out by security at my school. But they knew I didn't like them though. But
I was a good boy. I was a saint.
Oh, you want to know what I think was my first spell that I did when I was in high school? Let's talk about the janitor situation. Not janitor, security. So we used to have a security guard. We used to call him RoboCop because that's what he fucking looked like, but just a midget version. I don't know how tall the original guy was, but okay.
That's even worse.
He got mad because, like, look, we all know security guards have their favorites, right, at school. Well, I wasn't because I refused to talk to him and I drew a picture of a Scarface scene, and he thought I was like, I was going to be violent or whatever, right? That we need to talk to her because, I look like this little, innocent girl who's going the wrong path. And I was like, I was just drawing. Like, okay, y'all on something. So... Yeah. And I remember I was with my friends and we didn't feel like going to PE or whatever. So we were just sitting at a bench. Yeah, we were just sitting at a bench. We didn't feel like going to PE, right? Yeah. So he writes us up or whatever. And we had to go to, it was like one of those detention things, but now I forgot what they're called. But anyways, I go in there or whatever. And then when we got that detention slip or whatever, I told my friend who was next to me, I was like, I really hope this motherfucker gets run over, man. Fuck this fool. Like, we're not, the only reason why he gave it to us is we're not his favorites.
Right.
1 week later.
What did you do?
This girl was getting dropped off late by her boyfriend. I guess her boyfriend was like of age. Let's just say that. Shouldn't be dating no underage girl. So he saw that. He was like, I don't know. He was trying to like tell the guy, come here. Like, I guess he was trying to find out his age or something. And the guy runs RoboCop over.
Not I'm trying to get out of the way and escape. He like on purpose.
Yeah.
Was like Russell Crowe from Unhinged. And he tried to run somebody over.
But I don't know how well he ran him over, but that was all over the fucking school that day. It ran quick. Like, oh, he got ran over. And they had to take him to the hospital, whatever. And I'm like, when I look back at it now, I was like, that is my first spell. And I was a witch back then. I didn't even know it.
Right.
I'm so proud of myself. No, you don't understand. I fucking hated that guy. There's more, but I'm not like, anyways. So, yeah. Where was I going with this? Oh, but the janitor. That's right. So, yeah. So RoboCop was almost like that janitor. Almost. He tried to talk to the girls too. The greasy janitor, not the janitor, the security guard. He tried to talk to the girls or whatever. But yeah. So there's like a lot of funny moments with that. Where it really takes off is when they go and pick up their friend Jeremiah from the evil Catholic boarding school.
And they get the priest high with
shrooms.
Oh, so funny.
It was just great because
that guy was gone too. He was like, because Furlong's like, hey, we're gonna, what did he say? He's like, we're taking our buddy here to go to a Night in Satan service concert or something like that. And then the guy was like, Satan, Santa, like, Satan. They're the same person.
Probably so.
He was so fucked up. But yeah, and then that's where our adventure begins.
Yeah, so basically the whole adventure is that they're gonna go see Kiss and they think they already have the tickets, right? They thought they were able to get a second shot to get the tickets, right? And they bump into a couple of disco people.
Oh man,
This was a great fight. This was a great fight. But at the same time, again, I know I'm being nitpicky here. You're on a highway. There's gonna be cars passing by.
Yeah.
You mean to tell me when the guys fucking tied up the Guidos and the other girl, what was that thing called, the ramp?
Yeah.
You mean to tell me nobody was gonna stop and see that? You mean to tell me no cop was gonna stop and see that? There's always cops on the fucking highway, dude. That's why there's fucking rubbernecks all the time. So like, I'm like, I live in LA, so obviously I'm gonna know this shit.
Right. But, it's movie logic.
But they're going to Detroit, so I would think they would have, like, you know, traffic still, you know, because, you know, it's a popular city. But I'm just like wondering, I was like, there's this whole fight scene going on, going to downtown Detroit with these Guidos, and nobody on the highway. There's like no cars, no fucking cars.
Yeah, so you couldn't go around.
It's just them.
Yeah. It's like they couldn't drive around, you know. It's like, come on, man, you know.
Yeah.
But as soon as they showed up, I was laughing my ass off.
But I
they were so over the top disco. It was hilarious.
Oh my god! But I'm wondering if that's how it was really back then with the over the top disco. But the best line I think in that damn movie, because it's so true. It's so true what happened when they picked up, because one of the girls who was with the Guido, she just thought it was stupid the whole fight, so she walks up, right? So the guys were over there, once they catched up with her and they asked her if she needed a ride. Really, they were trying to see if they could get up her skirt. That was the main reason. But she was like, "Can you guys at least play like good music or something like that?" Because she doesn't like Kiss, obviously, right?
Yeah.
And the thing is, like, disco was so big back then, and she even said it, and I knew why they
RVD
in there, because
RVD.
She was like, oh, anything?
Oh, you're good.
It might take a minute. Okay,
you're good.
So, and I knew why the director and the producers put this in, is because, in case you guys aren't familiar with this, "I Was Made for Loving You, Baby" was a disco song that Kiss made, and this is the beginning. This is even bigger sellout than Metallica. Okay, so
didn't Ozzy do one too?
Huh?
I think, didn't Ozzy do one also? The disco train. Come aboard the disco train. I thought I might be wrong on that. I might be wrong. Okay. I thought he did one too. But yeah, I love that part. I love that line. It was great.
Because like disco's so big right now, I won't be surprised if Kiss does their own cover. And then the guys were like, "No way, Kiss will never do that."
Oh, so funny.
I Was Made for Loving You.
It was so funny. Kiss will never sell out, man. They'll never do that, man. It was great.
And that's what Metallica's fans said 20 years later. And look at them now. Miley Cyrus is going to do covers. So watch Miley Cyrus do a better job. I have hope in this woman. I have hope in this. I have hope and faith and in the almighty of her God, whatever that she worships, that she will make Saint Anger perfect if she does do Saint Anger. There's going to be a solo and everything.
That might be impossible.
These fuckers forgot what metal was about. I'm kidding. I don't really care. But anyway,
hey, I don't mind.
So yeah, so that was the beginning.
I'm perfectly fine to live the rest of my life with everyone hating new Metallica as long as I love old Metallica. That's all that matters. So you can sit on them all day. I don't care.
Well, that was the beginning of sellout bands. If you kind of think about it.
Am I making shit up? I thought Ozzy did a disco song, but that's fine.
We'll look into it later. So here comes the good part. This one, I was just fucking dying. I was dying. Because right when they get to downtown Detroit, everything goes to shit.
Yes.
And I loved it.
Yes.
My favorite character to follow was Hawk.
Yeah.
That was some crazy.
Oh my God. I was dying.
I was dying.
as soon as they get there, they go straight to the radio station to get their tickets. And then it's revealed, well, You didn't leave your information. Tripp didn't leave he answered the question, but he didn't leave his information so they could send them the tickets. He just hung up afterwards because he's an idiot. He's a lovable idiot. But then they're all like, well, we're fucked. We don't have any tickets. And I love how...
No, the elevator scene was the best part.
Yeah, I was getting ready to get to that. They go to the elevator scene and they're just sitting there with some elevator music on in the background. And then all of a sudden, they start choking each other out. That was great.
And then when they go out, they found out their Volvo got stolen, their Swedish car. So they just decided, they're like, you know what? We're all on our own. We have to find our own goddamn ticket. So
every man for himself.
Every man for himself, right?
Yeah.
So Jem or Jeremiah finds his psychotic mom doing what is it called again, Preston?
Matt Mock.
So she was the lead of all that, going to the, basically like the Southern Baptist people, or not the Southern, what's it called? The Baptist church. You know how they're always outside of something like Comic Cons or whatever, ruining shit or trying to. So that was like, I guess, the beginning of like protests against concerts. But they were out there, and then that delayed his search. But then you got Tripp, who was like, I think he wanted to steal it off a little kid. He wanted to steal it.
That was his plan. Look, man, let's just jump on a couple of kids, beat the shit out of them, take their tickets, man. And that was his plan. He actually tried to do that. I was like, really?
And it backfired so badly.
Oh, that guy was huge. That little kid's brother? Oh, my God. Oh, man. But yeah, that backfired. And so they basically forced him. They're like, well, we won't kick your ass if you get us money. And then he gets the idea to go rob a liquor store, which he ends up saving the liquor store. And the girl behind the counter like falls in love with him for 5 minutes, which was fun.
That scene was fun to watch. The whole like robbery scene. It was a lot of fun. Stretch Armstrong was the star. Stretch Armstrong was the guest star in that scene. But also, she gives him $150 because the supermarket rewards people who would save what's it called? That was the day basically from a burglar. And $150 back then, gosh, that's rent money.
Yeah.
Because in case you guys don't know, I think in the 70s, because I remember my parents used to tell me they paid rent weekly.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's what used to go around. Like, my parents said they paid like $45 a week or something.
Yeah, movie tickets were cheap. It was a good time,
50 cents or something. Yeah. So you got to remember, $150 back then was a lot of money. It ain't like now. I mean, it's still a lot of money. Don't get me wrong. Shit, I fucking flip out if I lose $5. So,
but it wasn't enough because then you get their full 400. So they still beat him up and took
it was 200, I think.
Oh, it was it 200? I thought it was 400.
Yeah, it was 200. It was short by $50. Yeah.
Okay, you're right.
So basically, for Tripp not to get his ass beat by Chongo, the big brother that was the brother of the little boy that he was trying to steal his ticket. Chongo, I was like, of course his name is going to be Chongo. So he gets his ass beat, and they take his wallet and everything, right? And that wallet is a key, huge key to you got to pay attention. If you guys haven't seen the movie, pay attention to the wallet. Just pay attention to the wallet, okay? So that's his story. My favorite. I'm going to tell my favorite story here, and then you could tell Jeremiah's, because that one kind of derailed. It was just a little long, but it just wasn't my favorite. But I understand why it was there, though.
Yeah. But go for it.
My favorite was when Hawk has to enter an amateur strip club contest. It was I enjoyed it for many reasons, obviously, but okay, so there's a scalper, and he has a ticket or whatever. Yeah. And then he's all like, I think he said, how much was it? It was pretty pricey for what he was selling the ticket. It was, I think that's where he was supposed to win $400. I think, I don't know, but they were giving a lot of money.
You're probably right.
Mm-hmm.
But they were low on strippers that night.
Yeah, they were low on strippers that night. So they were like, okay, anyone who wants to do amateur contest, and Ron Jeremy just happens to be hosting. Ron Jeremy, I'm like, oh god, the hedgehog, like great. That's what they called him in the porn industry, the hedgehog, because he was so hairy. So I was like, ugh. And then that tiny face of his, it's like, ew. I saw him at the Rainbow Bar and Grill. Like, nah, I'm not talking to this guy. And one of my mentors, his name is Rich Knight, that mentored me through special effects, is friends with Ron Jeremy. And I remember I was laughing my ass off. He was like, oh, because like my mentor did like, you know, indie films, like he will be in indie movies or whatever as an actor, not doing the makeup. And he was like, yeah, I was in a film with Ron Jeremy one time, and I started busting out laughing.
Oh wow.
He was like, not like that, not like that. And I'm like, look, I'm on Pornhub going. He's like, not like that. Oh, okay. Oh shit, RVD. There we go. Okay. So that was dying when he said that because it sounds so wrong. But yeah, so the hedgehog, Ron Jeremy, was in it. He was hosting the competition or whatever. This is where we see Shannon Tweed having a crush on Jailbait here, which is now you do that. Dude, that's fuck no, you don't do that. It's like no.
Was he 18? I don't know. I don't know his age.
Well, strip clubs you could be 18 to get in, so he had to use a fake ID. Unless it's different everywhere you go. At least here in Los Angeles, you're 18. Right. So he used a really horrible fake ID. Remember the good old days? Remember the good old days when you could use a fake ID to get in, but now now all these clubs have like a fucking slider thing on their phones, and you just slide it through, and it doesn't work no more because it'll tell you if the ID is deactivated or something.
But that was literally a different person. It wasn't even close to looking like him.
I was like, yeah, sure, get in. So he goes in and he goes to the bartender and he's like, I want to compete. And he's like, you're a little scrawny, but you know, we need people right now anyways, right? And then Shannon Tweed
dancing the whole time. He just didn't stop dancing while he's serving drinks and shit.
The bartender, he was just like, I know, he'll get like a fucking cup or whatever. He'll be like, yeah, like, this guy was on something and I wanted to be on it with him. But I swear, it's like, I'm not a person who wants to do drugs or likes to, but when I see this movie, it's like, oh, I just want to be on a trip with them. Be on a trip. Not even Dazed and Confused did that for me, and I love Dazed and Confused, but I just remember like Shannon Tweed buys them bourbon and on ice or something, and obviously, you know, high school kids don't usually drink hard liquor. They have a hard time getting beer as it is. Yeah. So what makes you think they're going to get hard liquor, know how that tastes, especially straight? Right. So there's nothing to chase it with. So he drinks it, and I'm just dying at how funny this was because he spits out the bourbon and he goes, it went bad. Try not to look like an idiot in front of the, you know, really hot MILF over there, which that is my goal, to be as hot as her. Is to be as hot as her. I want to be a hot MILF. That's what I want to be, even though I'm a cougar. So, but like, I thought the whole thing was hilarious and funny and cute. And then like, when he finally has to go up and strip, hey, Phat.
Yeah. What's going on, man?
When he finally has to get up and strip
after falling
down a few times, and they do like this I don't know if it's a montage or whatever, not a montage, but it's just the fact that he has to walk up there and he keeps falling because I guess he sucked it up and drank the bourbon because he drank a lot. I remember he drank a lot. Yeah. So the most grossest, I can't watch scenes like this. I can't watch puking scenes. I can't watch spitting scenes. But the amount of vomit that came out of this kid's mouth.
Oh, I was not expecting that.
And all the horny old women, or even young, there was a lot of young women there too. All the horny women that were right there just staring. How gross. And it was inside like a beer mug or something, like a really tall beer glass. And he was just throwing up.
And then he gave it back to the waitress.
And then he proceeds to strip. I forgot what song was he stripping to. Was it Strutter they were playing?
Maybe it was a Love Gun, was it?
No, it was Strutter.
It might have been Strutter. Okay.
Yeah, but no.
Of course you saw it in the theater, Sexy Sumo.
Hi,
Yeah.
Sexy Sumo.
He's trying to rub it in, torture me, because he knows I don't watch a lot of comedies. I see what you're doing, man.
Yes, it was Strutter. Okay.
Right.
So he's and I just thought, and then when he pulls down his pants and it says "kiss this," and it's like, I think it was like the face of Gene Simmons or something like that. But
I was dying.
But then he falls down. I think he falls down again, right? And then it just ends right there. Well, the dance at least.
But the women said fuck it at that point. Once he started actually stripping, it was like a pity clap
and everything.
It was like a pity clap at first, and then they're like, all right. Yeah. Hey, but he got over his stage fright.
Yeah, because in case you like going back to their band that they have, like Hawk is the lead singer, but he has stage fright. And then when he tried to perform at his first show, he faints. So it's like, okay, your lead singer needs to like overcome his stage fright. So what best way to do an amateur stripping contest?
Right. No, it was hilarious.
Oh, okay, yeah, he's describing the boxing.
So who knows what's up.
So that was my fair. The only thing is, like, look, I get it. Like, I'm in my 30s too now, and then I get it that
youngling.
I get it that this is the where you think maybe being a cougar isn't so bad. But first of all, this fool. Well, okay, I get it. She probably didn't know he was underage. But second of all, he just threw up a lot. Why are you gonna try to make?
Hey. She had her sights on some John Connor, man. She had some sights on John Connor. She did not care. She wanted.
I didn't blame her either, because I feel like I could relate to this woman so much. I was like, dude, I like lanky boys like that too, so I can relate to. And I get so much shit because I like lanky boys like that. I'm like, they called me.
What, everyone expects you to like dudes like Chongo?
Ew. I mean, I don't have anything against muscle guys. I mean, I'm more okay with the lean guys, but it's just I'm sorry, but if you look like you've been on steroids, I'm not. No, no. It's like no, I'm sorry. Another classic besides Dazed and Confused in Detroit Rock City is a little movie called Stone Age. Oh, I haven't heard of that one. What year did that came out? Probably. Okay, so that was my best, and then like. Yeah, so basically she had her eyes set on him, but the nice part what she did was like she knew he really needed that money and she didn't question it. So and then he was like, look, you don't have to pay me for the sex. It was, something that he really wanted to do anyways. So he's like, no, she was like, no, I know you really needed this. And see, that goes to show you the difference between a woman or a man. A man is like, no, I'm paying you, you're doing this. They're like, they're not gonna be giving you shit. So I just was like, oh, I was like, this is so sweet, but so wrong at the same
time. I was laughing as soon as she touched his dick. He came instantly. Like it wasn't even like a full like boom and then like a little bit of motion there. It was just like he's done already. She still was down for some loving, for some John Connor loving. Still down. Didn't care.
She didn't care, man. Oh, 1994. Okay.
Hey, Sexy Sumo, let us know if whenever you're free, because we want to talk. We want to talk Spinal Tap next, and you have not seen it.
Sumo, if I would have known what's it called, if I would have known you saw the movie, I would have invited you along too. But I don't have you on Facebook, so I don't know how to invite you. But Preston can invite you if you still want to come on.
Spinal Tap, bro. That could be the next one. You can join us for Spinal Tap because he hasn't seen it.
Oh, yeah, because we're going to do Spinal Tap probably at the end of the month on my channel. That's my goal. So, yeah, if you want to join, that'll be great. But, yeah, man. So, okay, so now you continue with the gem story. You were born in 94? Oh, shit.
All you younglings.
88. I was born towards the end of the 80s. But anyways, if you want to, like, that was my favorite story. If you want to continue,
85 years old. I'm 85 years old. All right.
Not.
So we got.
You can take over with the other two stories.
Out of all the character, everyone's character arc was fulfilled, which was fun. he had to go through a lot of shit first, but then it was fulfilled. We have a party cop, aka Andrews Lex. He finds his car, rescues the girl from Orange is the New Black. Some bad things are about to happen to her because whoever stole the car kidnapped her. So he rescued her. So he got a little bit of love in there. He got his car back, so he's good to go. That's his character arc. Trip.
It was a real quick story, but at least there was. Oh, because you forgot to mention how he snuck backstage, but then he fell into a dumpster, so that he was no longer.
Yeah, he almost got eaten by dogs. Luckily, a frisbee saved his life. He used the frisbee to distract the dogs, which was funny. But yeah, he had his little character arc completion, and then Furlong had his, and Trip, kind of had his in a way. He finally did something that wasn't selfish, That was, he got a little bit of money, and he got a little bit of loving from the girl behind the counter. Then he got punched in the stomach, and then the two little kids that he stole, was it Stretch Armstrong from, came out of nowhere. They came out of a dark alley and took Stretch Armstrong back, which I thought was funny because it was out of nowhere. It was completely out of nowhere. But yeah, I guess because it seemed a little bit long with Jam. His character arc.
But he had a little love interest too, and she was on 2.5 Men.
Oh, okay. Because when I knew her from a movie, I highly recommend you check out Jax. Because if you like violent, dark comedies, she's the lead in a movie on Netflix called "I Don't Feel at Home Anymore." You gotta watch it. It's really good.
She was also in that stupid double chromosome film, but she was in the best one because it was the black comedy one.
Yeah.
That
movie was
that was the best one because everything else was just so predictable. So
it was and bad.
It was bad, yeah.
But yeah, you're gonna like her, and I Don't Feel at Home Anymore. It's really good. But yeah, I mean her little character arc. She had a crush on Jam, and they had a little thing going. I guess her parents and her are moving out, so she's like, "Hey, this is my only chance to get with Jam." They end up fucking in the confession booth.
He lost his virginity in the confession booth. See, oh gosh, should I tell that story? Fuck it. We're talking about how we relate to this. We relate to this. I didn't lose my virginity at church, but let's just say I did some shit behind a church. Let's just say. So again, and it was with that same guy who treated me like shit, who was a Kiss Army fan. So who had the Kiss Army tattoo, unfortunately. So it all relates to this film somehow.
Oh, Sexy Sumo's down. He's down for Spinal Tap.
All right then. Okay, so I'll set up a date. I think it's gonna be like I don't know. I'm gonna say like February 27th or something. It's gonna be like during the last week of February.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
Yeah.
We'll keep
and if you want to try to find my Facebook, it should be easy. You can find it through Preston, or he'll send you a link. That way, it'll make things easier, and I'll add you through there.
Yeah, the Spinal Tap is hilarious. I hope you like it. I have a feeling you're not going to.
Well, all the previews I've seen, it looks hilarious. I just never got around to it. It looks hilarious.
Type of comedy.
I didn't. Yeah, I knew it was going to be a different. Oh, yeah, we're getting off. We'll get. Go. So, anyways, you were talking about Jeremiah, about him losing his virginity in the church.
I loved how the priest was like, when he was distracting the priest so that way she can get out and he can get out of the booth. Mm-hmm. And he's all like, "All right, I have a story. Involves me and this girl, and we went to a hotel room or something like that." And he was just like, he's like, "You wouldn't guess what she was wearing underneath, And the priest the whole time was like, "Oh, was it leather?" He's all like,
"A leather G-string." I was like, "Really?
Was it satin? What is that?" It was just fucking hilarious. He kept
guessing. We gotta just do it around a Friday or Saturday. No worries. Probably a Saturday. I haven't done a live stream on a Saturday in a while.
Yeah, so Saturday that would probably work out for Sexy Sumo there. But yeah, the priest all salivating was really funny. But they escape. She ends up going with her parents. I was surprised the dad let her go, and the mom was against it. Usually it's the other way around.
The other way around.
The dad's like, "Who the fuck is that? Who the fuck is that boy crying?"
There's some dads, though. I mean, my dad wasn't like this, but there's just some dads. It's like, did they really want to be a dad in the first place? You know what I mean? Like they're just like, I don't care. Go. I don't fucking care. Just like,
That's probably what it
don't
is.
do nothing stupid, please. Just
Don't
don't let
fuck
me go.
anyone in a confession booth. Oops.
But I just thought it was funny because they did not do very good. Oh God, I can't remember continuity on this, because when she goes into the church, into the confession booth with him, Jem was like, "Hey, aren't you Jewish?" But then, like towards the end of that story of them, he mentions something like, "Oh," she says, like, "Yeah, every time we go to church, I've been wanting to tell you something." I was like,
Huh.
I know one is Catholic and one is Jewish. Like y'all both can't go to this. I don't know. I don't know that much, but then again, maybe because it's a small town, they only have one church. I don't know. They just all go to it. But still, the way he said it's like, aren't you Jewish? Like, why will you be here? You know what I mean?
Right.
Maybe on the continuity with that.
Oh, there you go.
Oh,
cool. All right. But yeah, I think the whole shagging thing, even though it was fun, him messing with the priest and all that scene was fun. But you really could have removed that whole entire sequence out and just went straight to him standing up to his mom, which was great. I like that. I like that scene.
Oh, okay, Sexy Sumo. I see the message you just sent me. Okay, hold on. Oh, okay, so he gave me the link to that. All right, cool. Thank you. Okay, I'll add you in a bit once or maybe you already added me and I just haven't seen it. But yeah, so but towards the end, I like how he told his mom off. Yeah.
Yeah, that was his real character. Yeah. Give me my drumsticks.
Like he acts nicely at first.
Yeah.
No, but that's the problem with a lot of especially boomers. She's not a boomer. Like her generation will have to be something else. I don't know what they'll be called, but no, in me growing up with boomer parents, like the one thing I will say is yeah, they tell you the one thing I always had problems, and I could kind of relate to this movie too, is they tell you something's wrong, but they don't tell you why it's wrong. Right. Especially, it's not like you could look at obviously murder, why that's wrong.
Right.
But and a lot of it just has to come because they had a shitty childhood.
Yeah.
And that's basically what he punched her. Well, not physically punched her, but he punched her in the gut by saying, you had this shitty, you grew up shitty, so now you're putting it all on me, but you don't even you don't raise me. You just tell me what not to do is basically what, and that's a lot of problem with, especially if you had boomer parents like I did. That was always the problem. It was you just had shitty parents and you were just trying to take it out on me sometimes.
You can't have thoughts. You can't have thoughts of the sexual. The devil is going to come inside. You can't be drinking the devil's nectar because then you're going to be possessed by. Don't watch the Care Bears cartoon because they're demons. See, they're demons, and they're going to come through the television and possess your children. And why am I sounding like Bill Cosby right now?
Well, he was big in the 70s, and I think they flashed his picture real quick in the intro.
But that's what it is. You can't have naughty thoughts.
So back to the wallet. Back to the wallet.
Okay, good.
Remember how I told you guys to pay attention to the wallet, right? Okay. So all four of them get together. Hawk wasn't able to buy his ticket because the scalper sold it to somebody else. So he did not hang on to it. And I was like, I could have told you he wasn't going to hang on to it. But
what's up, Omegon?
They get all together and they're like, we didn't have luck getting a ticket.
Yes.
So what do? They're like, well, let's beat the shit out of each other, make it seem like we got mugged, and then go up to the ticket, to the security or whoever's letting you in. Be like, hey, our tickets got mugged. Can we please come in still? And then, it didn't. They beat each other up.
It was hilarious. They're like, okay.
What is the name of that? Is that very dramatic?
Yeah, it's a classical piece. I don't remember the name.
Yeah, that one. It was
so funny. I was dying. They beat the shit out of each other.
Conspiracy theory to that song because apparently there are voices saying something and we just didn't know.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, I need to look into it again. But yeah, so it was very dramatic, the fight scene.
Yeah, that song was in Glory and it was in Excalibur for the movie nerds that are watching right now. But yeah, I don't know anything behind it, the real meaning. But I was laughing my asses off when they're beating the shit out of each other.
Yeah. Oh, Glory was a good movie. I do like that movie. one of the very few Denzel Washington's movie I like. He's a good actor. I worked. It's more of a personal thing, but I worked alongside with his son. I was like, that whole family's arrogant. That's what I'm trying to say. It's like,
oh, I didn't know that.
Like, yeah. So, anyways, what was I saying? So yeah, they go and they rush up, to before they close the doors or whatever after they get every person in, which that is not true. Or maybe it was different in the 70s, but you go to a concert, they don't just close the fucking doors like, oh, we're done. You guys gotta leave. Like, like, what the hell? Like, I go to so many concerts. That does not happen. Yeah. So, they're trying to convince the security guards, like, no, let us in because this happened. And then they see Chongo and that little fucking kid.
Yep.
And then the guy goes, like, Trip was like, it was him. And like, you want to take over? Like, take over.
Well, he's like, they were the ones that kicked our ass. They were the ones that jumped us. And the security guard at first was like, really? Really? He's like, well, all right, let's humor these guys. Hey, you three, come over here. You four, get over here. And then when Trip, and here's the big, ooh, I see what the movie did there. Trip goes, they even stole my wallet. Check them for my wallet. My ID's in there and everything. And then boom.
And $150, which was the gift that was given to him for saving the convenience store, and Kiss Army identification. And they found that, and they're like, "Yep." And it was 4 tickets exactly, and then that's how they got in to see the Kiss show.
It was brilliant.
They went through all that shit. All that shit.
Yeah. And I like, Sexy Sumo was saying it down here. I like how he basically repeats the exact same shit talking. No, not that one. Well, yeah, we already know that, Sexy Sumo.
Oh. So he grabs the little boy. He goes, kiss, kiss, kiss. Because that's what the little boy tells him.
Yeah. Tisk,
the little boy tells him, basically right before Trip gets his ass beat, he was like, I was really hoping this was going to work out for you. But, and I forgot what else he said. But then, like, once the tables turn, Trip grabs the little boy. He's like, tisk, tisk, tisk. And he does the same thing.
Yeah, great. Word for word, the whole spiel. It was perfect. And even Chongo couldn't do shit because security's right there. And then they got the food. It was great. And they got in. They finally made it. They got into the show. And I like that scene how they walk into the stadium and the show's getting ready to start. And they like had to stop and they had to take a minute. Like, we fucking made it. And then, get out my way. They stormed the seats, which was great. And Kiss came out and did their thing. And it was great. Oh, what's called threw the stick at him. Because remember his other
the drumstick. Peter Chris. By the way, in case you guys didn't know, I didn't know this either, but everyone knows the original lineup to Kiss is Ace Frehley, Peter Chris, who was my favorite, Paul Stanley, and Gene Simmons, right? But we all know Ace and Peter are no longer in the band or anything like that. So they got 2 replacements that just so happens to do the same makeup, which I completely disagree. Do your own fucking makeup. Don't repeat. But I don't know whose idea was that. I'm guessing Gene Simmons, as he likes to do marketing. Yeah. So I didn't know, but they were able to get the original members all together to like do the actual, the show. So I was like, oh, okay, that's nice that they got all the original members together. I don't know what was going on in 1999 for them, but okay.
Yeah. But it was great. Great way to end the movie.
The dramatic song, he said, I think that's the name of it.
Oh Fortuna.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, it was in Excalibur and it was in Glory.
Yeah.
It's a great song.
Well, we just talked about him a little bit being a dick and like some stories that I've gotten from other people earlier. I don't know if you were on when we first started, but yeah. Oh my God. But yeah, overall, okay. Ratings. What are we going to give this movie a rating?
Are we doing my rating system?
We're doing your rating system. Yeah, we're going to do 5. 5
so
being
3 the best. Is average. 3 is average.
3 is average, and 1 being the worst. Or if you really, really hated it, 0.
What are you giving it, Rex?
I'm giving it a 5 out of 5. It was entertain me.
Yeah.
It was
It's
over
it's
the top,
rewatchable.
huh? It was rewatchable. It was over the top and not being so overly exaggerated either.
Yeah.
Because there's over the top, but then there's like, okay, that killed it. You know what I mean? Like the best example I could give it, what I'm trying to say is like, okay, I like Kiss songs, but the one song I got tired was Rock and Roll All Night. That shit, I can't stand it anymore because it's just that's the only song they play on the radio stations on the classic rock. So they didn't do it like Rock and Roll All Night is what I'm trying to say. It's a dumb example, but that's the only thing I could think of. 5 out of 5. Okay. So that's my reason. Like it was rewatchable, it was a good time. It pretty much did. I like how they were able to capture the 70s. I like the humor that they put in, even though a lot of it was future. Some of it was future reference, but that they were trying to predict, like with the disco.
Yeah, it was on purpose though. It was funny.
Yeah, it was on purpose though. It was good. Yeah, there was a couple little I'm a nitpicker when it comes to film, so but I'm not gonna let that ruin my rating because we needed a good movie regardless. So
is this one of your top favorite movies?
One of my top films. I love this film. I even have it on DVD. It's just in the garage with a bunch of like I said, I don't have any room to be putting any more stuff. So it's like, it's in a box in the fucking garage. So
all right, so it's time for my rating.
Mm-hmm.
I enjoyed it, but it's not as good as Justin Bieber's Believe. It's not as good as La La Land, or less measurable. But I'm gonna get. Sorry, no. Like I said, 3 is average. 3 is average. I'm going 4.5, baby.
Okay.
I'm going 4.5. I want to buy it on Blu-ray. Got to find it and buy it.
Damn that Justin Bieber. You're making you dock it down.
I almost got you to spit up your drink. I almost got you. Boo that man. Even now, as an old man, it's insane. Well, I'm sure. That's what Viagra's for.
That's what Viagra's for. So,
but yeah, I this is definitely one of these movie experiences where, it's for me, it's better late than never.
Yeah,
and I remember
it aged well too. The movie, it aged well.
Yeah, busting up.
Mm-hmm.
There were some other songs from other groups. There was Santana. There was a song from Santana, Ted Nugent, Blue Oyster Cult. I don't know if they're on the soundtrack.
Cheap Trick. I love Cheap Trick. So yeah, Cheap Trick was on there.
Yeah, it's a fun movie. I really enjoyed it. I really do. Now, since you're more of a fan of the movie, I mean, you have a history with it. Is there a cult following for this movie, or is this movie kind of underlooked? Is it?
No, it's not underlooked. I think a lot of metalheads like this movie a lot because I know almost every metalhead I know has seen this film, rather they be older than me, younger than me. It's like one of the staples to go to, like Spinal Tap, I guess.
Right.
So, yeah, dude. But I like doing these music films because my channel is mainly about the metal industry, and some other rock stuff as well. We should definitely do like Rockstar and like what's the other one? School of Rock.
That was my question for you. I was going to ask you earlier, but I forgot about it. Since you want to do more movies like this and review, fanboys. S-Roll says the Kiss Army loves this movie. No, I haven't seen Fanboy Sexy Sumo.
I haven't seen that
one. But Kiss fans, I'm sure you guys are already aware. Have you seen Role Models?
Yes.
Role Models is hilarious.
It's been a while, but
it is hilarious, and all the Kiss stuff in that movie is hilarious. It's really good. I actually like the Role Models a lot better than The Hangover, to be honest. Hangover.
I didn't dislike The Hangover.
Yeah.
But it wasn't. I thought they overhyped it than what it needed to be. Really, it was the ending that was funny with all the pictures and everything.
Right. But Role Models way funnier.
I just thought. I'm sorry, I'm writing another banner right here.
Okay.
I just thought it was too much and it lingered too much.
Yeah.
So
yeah, back to my question. My question was, are you down to do more music-based movie reviews, but even for groups you don't like? Are you down?
yeah, I mean, like I said, Kiss isn't my favorite band, but
Right.
I like the movie and I like what it was about and everything, so I'm willing to do it.
Well,
Why? Are you
even
talking about Saint Anger?
no.
Oh, are you gonna tell me to watch Saint Anger?
Bohemian Rhapsody.
Oh,
Like
I
we
mean,
can
yeah,
judge it,
well,
we can still review it as a movie. Like even if we're not fans of the band, we can still watch it and see if we like it as a film.
okay, I see what you're saying.
There we go. Hey, she figured it out. Are you down for that? Like we could do the Doors.
I think I think maybe because like your people are willing to come more and watch that. I don't know if my subscribers will want to hear anything about Rocket Man or the Queen one. That's RVD.
Oh.
RVD. Oh shit. RVD.
Okay.
There we go.
Okay. No, I was just throwing it on there. I was just throwing it on there because it's fun to do.
It's not that I don't mind doing some. It's just the fact I'm like, okay, are people even going to come out and watch that? You know, because I don't even know if they like, you know, Elton John. I love Elton John. Don't get me wrong.
It's all music. It's music based. I mean, it's your call though. It's your
I think some might have to wait till later on and see how I build. Okay. I mean, it barely took me 4 years to get to 1,000 subscribers, and I'm just so happy.
Congratulations.
I mean, I hit 1,000 yesterday, and even YouTube sent me like a confirmation of it. It's like, wow.
The crowd noise. Yeah. Thanks again, chat, for helping subscribe and get her to 1,000. We appreciate it.
So I think it's just something like we need to wait because I really want to talk about, okay, besides Spinal Tap and Rockstar is the next one I want to talk about. But right. I also really want to, I don't know how we're going to do a Metalocalypse, but
yeah, I'd like to see the whole show though. That's the problem.
That's going to take a while, but they had a lot of seasons.
Yeah.
So,
well, maybe we can do it on my channel if you don't want to do it on yours. But it'd be cool but see, there's so many. That's why I'm asking. You got the Doors. You got Walk the Line.
Oh, I can't do a Walk the Line. I can't do that country shit. I'm sorry. I'd rather do Bohemian Rhapsody and Rocket Man.
Good movie though. I'm not a country guy either, but even I like the movie.
I heard a lot of people like the movie because Joaquin Phoenix is great. So
yeah. But like, I haven't seen the Motley Crue movie on Netflix.
Oh, I don't even want to see that. I'd rather watch Walk the Line. Well, here's the thing I have. I think what it is, okay, I'm a picky person in general, especially when it comes to movies. Mm-hmm. My issue is like, I don't have anything against Motley Crue, except I just think there's better glam or hair metal bands than them.
Yeah.
Like I'm more of a bigger fan of Cinderella, obviously, than them. But I don't mind them. It's just, I'm sorry, but how many more fucking stories do I need to watch where it's like, oh yeah, we made it big, we came from nothing, then the drugs took over, and it's like,
we almost died.
Yeah.
Now we're back again.
And I don't like Motley Crue is like, I'm sorry, but them as people, I get a bad vibe from them, right? And then like I have a lot of Gen X friends and that will go in the back and like try to meet them. And all of them have like douchebag stories of those guys. So they're just
even the guitars.
All of them, they've had like really mainly Nikki Sixx and Tommy Lee has a bad rep just for himself. He doesn't. Right. We don't need nobody for that.
I thought Mars was like he was like the low key dude.
I don't know much about Mars, but it was always all the other ones they would say stories about, and it's just like La Bamba.
Donnie Yen, damn it.
It's been years. It's been years since I've seen that movie, but yeah. But it's just.
It's your channel. You put it together.
I mean,
I don't want to force anything.
I'd rather just do my favorites first because this is a series I want to do like every once or twice a month, probably twice a month. Do a live stream and talk about rock movies or something like that. I do want to do it. So if I ran out, then they're just gonna be the last in the line. Let's just say that.
You got your list.
Yeah, I got my list for sure.
Yeah.
Like for sure, the next two ones that we're gonna concentrate.
Straight Outta Compton.
Huh?
We could throw straight out of Compton. We could throw in some rap.
No. Okay, stop.
Oh.
We're going too out there.
Cool as ice, son. Cool as ice with Vanilla Ice. Drop that zero and get with this hero, son.
The whole
Word.
what was it? The whole intro was just the song "Cool Ass Ice," huh? The music video to it.
It's one of the worst movies I've ever seen in my life, but it's hilarious. It is hilarious.
Oh my god! Well, it's just the fact. I mean, I know the basic stories of them, but it's just I don't. It's like I'll listen to rap, but that's it. It's not something I really invest my time in.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
And it's funny because one of my favorite rap artists is Little Kim, but even I'm not invested that much in her story. You know what I mean? So,
Right.
although I do like Meg Stallion, I really do like her, even though I'm not into this new shit that's going on right now. And I think really too, because eventually Evan told me this, is like she was one of the few female artists that was able to do it on her own, because like the rap industry, the only way a female's going to get in is through a man, and she was able to do it on her own.
Right.
So, right. And then she has that, like you can even tell, like she has that personality. Like, no, I'm gonna do this on my own, and I don't need your help. So
hey, that's awesome.
So that's why I really like her a lot. And her music, although that last song, I forgot, it was all over TikTok, that stink ass walk. That one was kind of annoying. I didn't like that one. But everything else, mainly and she's from Pearland. Yeah, she's from where my family's from. She's from Pearland, Texas.
Gotta represent Texas.
Like that small, it is an itty bitty town like that too. It's like a small, well, not as small as Manville, but still is small. Like is around that area. Eventually, like Sugarland's not that far from there either. Get Up on It, James Brown movie was great.
I mean, there's a lot. There is a lot. That's
the thing. There's a lot of movies I do want to see that are all rock and roll. So let's
Ray was good. Ray,
huh?
Ray was good.
Ray, yeah, I know that one was really good too.
But yeah, you should like make a list, like your top 10 that you want to do first, and then sky's the limit after that, right?
I will pull out my Sailor Moon handy dandy notebook and I'll do that. Where is that notebook? I think it's up there. I'm not going to get it right now, but
will they ever make an Iron Maiden movie?
I seen not the documentary, but the Flight 666.
Yeah.
Oh, that was many years ago.
But like a biopic, like an actual biopic,
or like some kind of story inspired, huh?
Yeah. They don't have to. No. I'm just curious. There's like one of the biggest bands ever. I won't suggest Metallica Through the Never. I won't suggest that because I know you don't do anything Metallica.
No, okay. First of all, I know you're a diehard Metallica fan and all, but do you like? Can you go through the pain of watching Saint Anger?
You know what's funny? I'm a realistic Metallica fan. I'm not a diehard, even though I got a tattoo. I admit when something sucks, it sucks. But here's the thing with Saint Anger. You're talking about the documentary movie, right? Mm-hmm. When I saw it when it first came out, I thought it was really fascinating because remember, reality TV was new. And I thought it was really fascinating. We never really saw the side of the band before. They were getting into fights. I was like, man, this is really interesting. And I remember liking it. And then 5 billion years later, I finally buy it on Blu-ray. And I watched it and I was embarrassed. I was like, this is embarrassing. Like, I did not have the same feeling I had the first time I watched it, where I was like, whoa, this is crazy. They're fighting and arguing. And whoa, we never seen this before. And then now it's like, this is embarrassing. They all look like whiny little babies crying. Wah.
I feel like once you
except for what you call Newstead was cool because he was barely there. He left.
Yeah, he left. And I love Newstead, and especially the stuff he did on his own. It was really good. Yeah.
I have one of his. I think it's called Heavy Metal Music. I think that's the album I have. But yeah, it's good. But the Kirk. He was really like the only dude who was just kind of can we just play music? He's just like the only guy.
Well, see, I think also too, like, I know I should keep like I mean, I'm just not that into anything that was after Ride the Lightning, but even so, I didn't think they were such a big craze either. But I'll admit, I like the first 3 albums. This is something I'll have in a collection. No, but I appreciate the first 3 albums. But I think what it was is just at the end, it just even though Kirk Hammett is talented in everything, I feel like he gets overshadowed a lot by the 2 idiots, Lars, especially him, and Jason.
James Hetfield.
James, whatever. Same shit. But yeah, so
it was embarrassing.
Well, and the thing is, the times I try to watch it, and this was already when I was like 20 years old, I remember classic VH1 would always show it over and over and over again. And I would always try to watch it. And it was like, yeah, like you said, it was embarrassing. It was cringy. I didn't even want to finish it. I felt like I was watching a bunch of privilege. I mean, they obviously didn't start off privileged, but Lars did. From what I heard, he comes from money. But I felt like I was watching like a bunch of ungrateful bastards.
Yeah.
That's all I was watching. They were just very ungrateful for what they have. I get it. You could bump into a slump every now and then, but it's just,
But
it was like, oh my God. I don't know.
You know what's bad?
Huh?
You know what's bad when they're trying to make the Saint Anger album in the movie, Lars is a dick. You know what's bad when they're trying to make the Saint Anger.
Me too. I've seen them there twice too.
You guys were at the same concert. You guys were at the same concert.
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Book of Soul Tours. That's the one I was on. And then, I didn't see them twice at the San Manuel, but the first time I saw them was at the Verizon, when we used to have the Verizon in Anaheim, but they don't have it there no more.
Right. Well, you know what? Lars should have listened to his dad in that documentary, because remember when they were making Saint Anger and they were playing it for him, and his dad was like, "This sucks."
He's probably just, I don't know, is his father a musician or something? He's probably like, "Oh, Dad, you don't get the music we play."
And even you knew something was wrong when Kirk Hammett was trying to do his usual guitar solos, and the other 2 are like, "Oh man, this is so old school. Like this isn't guitar solos, man. We need to take this out." And I'm like, "Oh my God." Like, oh my God. I'd rather watch Through the Never, where it's a really awesome kick-ass live performance mixed with a storyline that makes no sense, but it makes you feel like you're on drugs. I'd rather watch that.
I'll just never forget, like, this is especially why I call them ungrateful bastards, especially because I just remember he was being a whiny little emo bitch. It was James. And he was over there saying, "I just wake up to a woman next to me." I'm like, "Who are you?" I'm like, well, okay, I'm not into women, but I wouldn't mind waking up next to a guy.
Oh, I like this comment about Detroit Rock City from Harry here. Yep. Yep.
Before he did
Crow 4. It was horrible.
If you guys haven't seen the Crow 4, at least Google the images, Google the Crow 4, Edward Furlong, and you'll know why this is one of his last few films that he did in Detroit Rock City, why it was like the best.
Yeah.
I'm not blaming him. It's obviously, well, people don't understand. Bad director is bad direction.
Yeah.
So that's sometimes what you got to understand with these films, you know. It's like, well, did the director knew what he was doing? Did they just pushed him to do this? And, you know, so obviously he's not going to know how to direct the character very well. Like, I always complain how I hate January Jones as Emma Frost, and it ends up being she was dating the guy. So I was like, oh, no wonder. No, the director. Right? No wonder. It was like, and I love Emma Frost, and I'm like, no wonder. It was like,
man, she was terrible. She was terrible in that movie.
Fucking terrible.
I'm trying something here while you're talking to chat. Keep talking. Okay. I'm looking for something.
Oh, The Wall. I haven't seen that one in a long time.
That's a good, wonderful music, visuals, and you're going to feel like you're on drugs, but it's good. It's a good movie.
Yeah, I know. When I first saw it, I was in high school. One of my friends let me borrow the VHS. I was like, what am I watching? But it was good. It was just like, what am I watching? I never got I never really got into like, watching like behind the scenes or what was their intention of it or whatever, but it had some good moments. I do remember that stood out, but at the same time, just like, what is this? I'm like, whatever. But then again, I should probably listen to more Pink Floyd. I like Pink Floyd. It's just I should probably listen more and read their lyrics so I could understand what the point of that movie was.
Yeah.
The Wall, I mean, I'm not a big Korn fan, but their version of The Wall was really good.
It was good.
Yeah. Right. Oh, let me show you something since we were talking about Emma Frost, just real quick. Where are you? I don't know if I'm missing the first one because I don't remember. I could have swore I bought the first one, but I found my graphic novels on her.
Oh, how cool.
I only had the second and the third one, but I'm like, I could have swore I had the first one. And I was like, oh man, either it's somewhere or I need to look for it online and buy it. But money is tight. That's why I'm not doing a giveaway for my 1,000 subscribers, at least not yet.
Right. All right.
Oh my God. I don't know what to do for the giveaway, dude. I'm like, oh my God, what can I give them? it's like, even what am I going to give them? Like, I don't know. It's like, especially all my subscribers are all over the place when it comes to their music. Like, I don't like that band.
Hold on. I'm trying to share this image. Yeah.
Oh my God. Why is it not popping up? Yeah.
Can you pull it up now?
Oh my God. Come on. Oh, okay.
I was trying to find an image. There you go. Yes. You got to. I'm trying to blow it up so you can.
There's a visual.
I was trying to blow it up so you can see.
No, there we go.
Fear this. Yes. I'm still learning. I don't know how to do this, but yeah, fear.
This is that's him from The Crow 4.
Yeah, it's terrible. I was trying to blow it up, but yeah,
it's terrible. They were trying. I'm guessing this is just my guess, as they were trying to make him look like freaking like My Chemical Romance ripoff. But even Gerard Way's makeup was better than that.
What they needed you to do the makeup, Jax, you would at least made it look interesting.
Well, it was low budget, so that they probably had them do their own makeup. So, you won't believe how many times they'll remove what's it called, makeup. First they'll remove wardrobe and then makeup and sometimes sound when it's low budget.
Yeah.
And I hate it when they will remove wardrobe because they will always try to leave me stuck with it. They're like, can you watch them? And I was like, my job is skin, first of all. And second, I shouldn't even be having to do hair because I'm not a hairstylist. They're like, well, the thing is, like, when you're union, which was a lifelong goal and impossible for me to reach, union, they keep them segregated. So like you're doing hair, okay, well, you're in the hair, like, in that we share the same union though, IATSE, but they were separate and they had to get their separate checks. Like you could not do both positions or anything like that. The wardrobe was always the number one that was always cut off, and I used to hate it when they'd be like, hey, can you like watch the clothes? Like, no, my job is skin. Like, I know fucking wardrobe. And I used to, and if we did have wardrobe, I used to hate dealing with them because they would always fucking walk off and leave. They're like, well, they're not paying me enough, so I don't see why I should stay here and be bored. I'm like whatever. It was like, Oh, Def Leppard Hysteria is another good film. I haven't seen it since I was 13. I need to rewatch it, but that's another film I need to watch. And we're good. Yeah, there's a bunch of that I want to do first before we get into the ones I really don't care about.
Start making your list before you forget.
Doesn't want to see.
Brandon Lee's not around, right?
No, it's horrible. Oh, Mr. Death Metal, if you can, go to Preston's channel and watch the whole review. You don't have to watch the first 30 minutes where they're talking about the other movie because that's how bad. It's like that's how bad The Crow 4 was. That you guys knew. Let's just talk 30 minutes about the first film and that's it. Because we know the other one. Poor Danny. I felt so bad because he had to. It was like Danny was just drinking. The alien next to him thought it was a stupid film.
He needed beer just to get through the review, which is
like
hilarious.
you don't even have to watch the movie, Mr. Death Metal. Just watch their review. At least you get some kind of comical relief of how bad this was. Oh, and Tito Ortiz was in it. Me and Mr. Death Metal can't stand him. We're always talking shit about Tito Ortiz. Always. So
you mean the guy who fights for the troops?
That was what? Oh, I froze.
You mean the guy who always fights for the troops? He always fights for the troops.
They don't need you, motherfucker. Just give them good insurance, what they deserve for fucking going and defending our country, and that's it. It's like, don't be over there fighting for my troops. Like, dude.
Sexy Sumo's quote.
Good insurance, okay? Who should I have disdain in a Megadeth biopic?
Sexy Sumo.
I'm not political here, though. Who would play Dave Mustaine? Someone with a long face like
I was disappointed with I became more of a David Bowie. I appreciated his talent more towards the end before he died. I didn't grow up a David Bowie fan, but I appreciated when I started hearing other people's versions of his songs, and then I was like, wait a minute, that was a David Bowie song? The one song I've been like enjoying half my whole life. That wasn't that guy's song. It was a David Bowie song. So appreciation for his talent happened more so right before he died. But the biopic, did you know he actually had a biopic movie came out last year? Did you know that?
No, I didn't even know. And I love him.
It looked terrible. I saw the trailer. It looked terrible. I'm like, dude, really? You guys could have did better for Bowie, man. Come on.
Jessica Chastain as Dave Mustaine. Oh my god, we get a injury.
Damn, that Sexy Sumo.
Oh, she has some huge ones. I don't know how they're gonna flatten that down.
Sexy Sumo says, I think Brandon Lee will actually become the Crow and come back to take out Edward Furlong. Oh god.
Yeah, I can't answer who will play Dave Mustaine. It has to be a scrawny looking heroin addict, dude.
We probably have to find a no name,
Yeah, somebody new. I can't.
That's fine by me as long as it does a good job, right?
Carrot Top. Nah, even Carrot Top didn't fucking resemble. Even first of all, he's old just as Dave Mustaine now, or almost. So I mean, they're obviously going to start when he was like a teenager all the way to like his 30s. Yeah. That probably ended.
Well, Jack, this was fun. I hate to end it, but I got some things I got to do.
Yeah, I think we're going to end it. I mean, we already talked about the movie and everything. So,
But thanks, chat. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for liking the video. Thanks for sharing it.
Thanks for coming out and everything. And if you guys haven't subbed, I'm pretty sure you guys already know you're all subbed to Phat Samurai guys. So, and thank you all for coming out. Thank you all for helping me reach 1,000 subscribers. Yes. So
we'll do more of these.
Maybe I'll do. I don't know if I'm going to do a giveaway. It depends how money is. I had an issue with unemployment, so I'm backed with bills. So let me get that straight out first. So
priorities.
Yeah. So anyway,
your fans and followers, they know you appreciate them. They know that.
All right. Bye, you guys.
All right, guys. Have a good one. Sexy Sumo.